Generic greetings and welcome to Stellaris, the game that, just like the universe, keeps on expanding. This is the 1.5 Banks update as well as the Utopia expansion, something I've been looking forward to for quite some time for various reasons that I will touch on during this video. Now, if you're not aware what the game is, it's essentially a 4X strategy game by Paradox Interactive, sci-fi in space naturally, and it's one of the most expansive games for this genre that I've really ever experienced, because you create your nation from scratch. So in this case, a toucan in a robe that is a hive mind for various reasons, and then you will pick your planet and the way your ships look and things like that, and then you will explore your solar system and mine different planets and make sure your planet's got, like, jobs on it and things like that, and do some science and stuff, and then maybe expand to the neighboring systems, perhaps colonize them, then bump into other alien species, and depending on how you've set up your government, you might engage in diplomacy or bullet swapping, and then later on you will get intergalactic wars or maybe multi-species federations, and then perhaps ancient evil will arise, and then you will have to defeat them, or maybe a horrible alien parasite from another dimension turns up, or maybe the robots rise up, or you could encounter dimensional horrors which have a skull for a power level because they're just that hard, and maybe encounter dead nations that want to engage in a huge, what's called the war in heaven if you've got certain expansion. Yeah, it's a big game. It's very, very expansive. It's very, very big, and honestly, explaining it all in this video is really beyond the scope of what I'm trying to do here. If you want a full preview of this game, I recommend you check out my preview video, the solo videos I don't know, the standalone ones, as well as my series if you have any interest in all of that sort of thing, or you want to sort of get into this. This is really more about the changes of Banks and 1.5. Now, let's have a quick look at... I should really point out, I'm playing this a couple of hours before it drops for public release, so there might be one or two changes before it comes. There might be a bug now and again, but I haven't experienced it, and I have played about 5 or so hours, so it should be all factory fresh and everything nice and polished. But because I've only played about 5 hours, this is a first impressions only, hence the preview in the title. Right, so let's just check out my faction, and we'll go from there, really. So this is the Ozcox, well, they could just call it Ozcox, really, and this is my leader. Currently, as you can see, it's a toucan in a robe, which is fantastic. I have a beverage, by the way. Today's beverage is catching my throat. Oh god, I made a mistake. Oh god. That's actually quite nice, although it's very bitter. That's grapefruit. I was going to say pink grapefruit. It's not. It's just the cheapest grapefruit I got, which is why it's burning my throat now. Anyway. So yes, this is my leader, but my leader is age 90, but actually, because I'm a hive mind, I am immortal. It says leaders or rulers are immortal. So yeah, that's a thing, because you don't really have separate entities. You're a hive mind, and the advantages of a hive mind are that you don't have happiness to deal with because you are all essentially one and linked. You don't have to worry about factions and stuff, which is a bit of a shame, because a lot of this expansion changes the way factions work for the better in every sense of the word, really. But yeah, it's one of the things that sadly I can't show you. But yeah, Hive Mind's interesting, very interesting things, and it's something I wanted to try. If you go to my planet, you can see all the populations. They don't have any happiness, not affected by happiness at all. They don't have a happiness level. It just doesn't exist. They are a hive mind. They have some advantages like that. You don't have to worry about happiness. Disadvantages are that you cannot absorb another empire. Like, you can't get different species because it just doesn't work that way. Or maybe if you can, they can't be part of your hive mind, and same as if you get cut off from the hive mind, it's all bad as well. But anyway, what I need to do is send my first star flock, which is incidentally 2.5 or 2.5k worth of power, over to Bajilol, that one there. I was sending it there because this purple guy, which is the Raknathrax, they are the Rakthraknax, we're just going to call them the Raks from now on. So the Raks, they are not entirely happy with me. They don't really like me for, well, rivalry mainly. We bumped into each other and then declared rivalry because why not? And also because I'm a hive mind, you just automatically have minuses for your opinion. So they're not at war, they are just not very happy with me. And you can see in terms of fleet power, naval capacity and technology, they are equivalent. So that's okay, I guess, but this guy as well is here as well. This is United, the Trapkopkian hegemony. Yeah, they don't like us, but they're inferior in terms of fleet power and in technology level, so I'm not really too worried about them. But they do have a defensive pact with this guy as well, so we'll have to see what goes on there. They are fanatic militarist and a spiritualist, which is never a good thing combined, is it? Anyway. When you create your faction, in this case I went with Hive Mind, you get different what's called civics now. Originally you would have to select your government sort of type and then which way you wanted to go for that government. So you could have a dictatorship, military dictatorship, or there was another one as well. Whereas this, you select your overall ethics and then you get some civics as well. So you select your ethics, then you select your authority and then go for the civics. So it's, yeah, interesting that way. You can also reform it as well and you can change these bits as well so you can get like... divided attention, which is core systems +2. So you can essentially customize it a lot more. There's your authority, so imperial, and all the way from Hive Mind up to democratic, and then essentially everything that this expansion brings in just gives you more options. I think that's what it's for. The main thing that gives you options is this. This is traditions. Now this is something I was really looking forward to. You've got like different traditions and how you want to go, and how you want to expand your overall species or your overall empire, whether you want to go for the expansion level, so focusing more on expanding, or maybe harmony, bringing things together, things like that. And once you've done these, you then get ascension perks, which are like massive bonuses. So in this case, increase my border range by 25% and research speed by 10%. Very, very big bonuses. And these will also unlock different paths, ascension paths, so whether it be biological, technological, or I think it's like the psionic path, which is like the sort of magic-y slash unknown type thing. I think it's like a sort of spiritual one as well. But what I need to do is, I've got this thing called harmony, unity. And once you gather certain amounts, you can then go down these things. So you can see diplomacy path. I'm just going to pause it so we don't waste the points. You can see if we get this, we can get the ability to form a federation. So instead of being a technology thing now, it's in diplomacy. Or you can go for dynamic ecomorphism, which is increased habitability by 10%. That's pretty good. Expansion, similar sort of thing. Capital buildings now produce 1 additional unity. That is pretty good. Or you can also have cheaper frontier outposts, things like that. I've gone for supremacy because we were sort of heading that way anyway. And discovery. Harmony might be quite good. Leader lifespan increased by 20 years. That's pretty good. Kinship, which is the negative impact on government ethics by 50%. It doesn't really matter because we're all a hive mind. That's one of the things I'm a bit iffy on. Like, it's a bit dodgy because I'm a hive mind and a lot of this stuff doesn't really apply to me, but for everyone else it probably would. Unrest reduced to 20%. There's no unrest on planets on this one. We can build a paradise dome again, no real problem there. Prosperity, what can we get there? Ship cost and building cost reduced by 15%. Ship upkeep reduced, building upkeep reduced. Energy grid and Nexus produce 2 unity, and that's a private colony ship. You know what, I'm going to go for that one. We'll adopt that one. And then we will start getting so much unity to then spend on these, which is pretty cool. You can see that food has now a cap on it, so we're now we're 1,000 food with +7. Finally, food is now a global resource. It only took them a year. It might have even been longer now, actually. Did this come out last March? Yeah, so I think it's been over a year now. Either way, your food is now a global resource. So over your entire sector, or whatever you would like to call it, over your entire faction, you will generate a certain amount of food. If it's positive, that's good. If it's negative, bad. Bad being pop will not breed and eventually might start dying off, I think, if you've got too few. But I don't know how it works for hive mind, because normally if you haven't got enough food, you will just get reduced happiness, whereas this hive mind, I don't think that can happen, but anyway. If you've got positive, then you will stockpile it. As you can see, we've got a bit of a stockpile here, and you can set that stockpile in your ethics. Where is it? Edicts, sorry. Yeah, in here, and you've got a food stockpiling option. But the remaining positive, when it hits the cap, will just put it into breeding, essentially. Your population grows faster. Anyway, so I've unpaused it, and you can see my fleet is heading over to here. I am on 54 of 66 fleet power. So that's okay. I want to probably speed up to max speed, and actually no, we'll not put it max speed because the game tends to run like a bag of bolts. We're surveying different systems. We've got a couple of science ships. There's one in here. Which one is my... Yeah, look at that one there. I actually... Hang on. There we go. I actually found this. Look at that. It's some weird interdimensional see-through ship. It's like a hollow ship. I found that because of one of the events. And that's, again, one of the things that I've always liked about this game. That sort of sets it apart. That you've got that sense of exploration with this game and the random events and the unknown. And there's a lot being added with the expansion. Anyway, we need to upgrade our... What do we need to upgrade? Probably science to get more science. We'll go for a biolab and we'll increase that to give us better... what's our science on that one? It is engineering. Here we will get... there's a couple of people sitting around not doing much. We'll upgrade that and we'll upgrade that. Why not? This one here we will go for upgrade that more. We're trying to get more energy because... It's just something I always run out of. And then over in this system here, and normally I'd rename it, but this is just like a test game that I've been running through for this video. I'm upgrading this mining network, but we also need to place another thing down here. I'll just go for max speed while we get enough power. This is an empty system, as you can see, or not an empty system, but an empty tile. We need to put something down there, and I think we'll go with, when in doubt, go with science, I think, and we'll probably clear that tile there as well. One of the ascension perks, here. One of them I can't actually show you. Oh, I can show you. Is where is it? It is Circle of Life. Don't know where it is in here. That one. Mastery of Nature. Clear blocker cost minus 100%. So cheaper to actually, does that mean it's half price 100% or does that mean it's free? Not sure. Either way, it's easier to clear stuff, and it says unlocks the ability to clear most tile blockers. So these are tile blockers. So instead of having to separately research them, you can just go boom, they're all cleared. That's really good. Like I say, everything that's been done in the expansion is about giving you more and more options, which is always a good thing. What I'm going to do is send my big fleet or death over to here and get rid of everything there, because honestly, I really want to do that. Actually, do I need any other excuse? No, I don't need any other excuse. I've just realised. Construction complete in the system down here, my main system. Let me just upgrade all of these things. I know it's going to cost loads, but I don't really care. Research is complete, which is cheaper war demands. This is something new as far as I can tell, and it is very, very good because war demand costs are reduced by 25%. That is very, very, very important, and you actually get another one there, look, another 25%. So you can put loads of war demands, loads and loads and loads of them, which is good because it means that you can then take over more in one war rather than the really, really, really tedious sledging of a couple of planets and then taking over, waiting 10 years, taking it over again, get them ones. Now you can pretty much take over entire species if you've got this research. And obviously, the research that you get is based on your government and ethics, so if you're a militarist, then you'll have access to this earlier. Let's go for Engos Vapor Refining, which gives us Engos Vapor, which increases habitability, and that means that we can then colonize more planets. Although, to be fair, as you can see, I'm already on my maximum systems of 4 out of 4, so that's a little bit of an issue. Anyway, let's go here and see what happens. So we'll go down to normal speed, and you can see my fleet just jump in. You can see it's actually got different colors now. The primary color on your flag, so in this case an orange colour, I believe it changes the colour of your trails, the little sort of wingy bits or whatever you've got your things set to, and just the secondary colour of your ships to that as well. So that's good. So you now just don't have the ships just look the same previously, which I didn't like, but now it doesn't, which is all good. Right, so we'll head over there. What situation logs have we got? We've got high value mining targets and crystalline entity shard. We need to get a shard, so we need to kill crystalline entities. And we've also got mining mineral riches track on map. Where is it? Over here. Yeah, I'm not really going to scout that just yet. That's probably quite far away. Right, construction ship is docked up here. Is there anywhere to build? I don't think so. Oh, looks like we're engaging. Let's have a quick look, and we'll see the ships fire away. Oh, yep, that's definitely firing away. Yep, that's pretty good. You can see I've got lasers. Now they've got lasers. I've got guns. You can see my shields are absorbing it. They are doing alright, I think. Yep, yeah, we're pretty much winning that fairly early on. That's going down. Yeah, that's pretty much wrecked. What did I lose? I don't think I lost anything. And I lost nothing. I lost nothing, they lost all their stuff. Well, that's a good thing. Let's go for a repair. Head back and repair, and then we'll go and destroy this over here. So we got a science officer doing something here. We've got another science ship docked up, so we'll actually send that over, and we'll do a research system. And we'll do the debris. We'll scan the debris because you get different technologies and advancements, and then we'll search the system. So we've got another bit of research complete, which is an antimatter reactor, which allows me to upgrade my ship, which is good. We've also got a disruptor, a subspace sensors option, and research alternatives. We're going to go with the research alternatives. That allows us to, instead of pick between 1 and 3, or 1 of 3 different research options, it gives us 4, which is always good. More options, more options, more options. So, materials is okay. Non-aggression pact has run out with someone, which is miles away, I don't really care about. Should we have a quick look at what our diplomacy is like? So our diplomatic map board, we clicked on this thing on ourselves, and we can see that we are quite well read with these guys. They're not really bothered about us. This guy, well, it's just, they're not rivals, and what's that? They've got closed borders. That's our diplomatic map mode. Let's go for opinion map mode, and oh dear. So these guys don't like us at all. Not at all. Whereas this guy does. Right, if we can get an ally with him, that'll be really great. But I don't think you can ally as a hive mind. In terms of AI attitude, again, these guys really not too bothered about me. Whereas these don't like me. Let's check something important. Opinion map mode, and then click on him. And that changes the view to him. He really dislikes me, but likes everybody else. Apart from him. Oh, what about him? Ah, damn it. If this guy hated him, then we'd be okay, but he doesn't, so we, you know, we're going to cry every time. Right, let's go for, who's this? The Great Sildian Regime. So it is turn off others and primitives and Fallen Empire. And there it is there. So we can communicate with them. We can form a non-aggression pact. That's exactly what we want. So we're not going to attack each other. That is great. They've got a defensive pact with someone down here. No, him, in fact. So that's good. So if I go for green or purple, then we should be okay. This guy's inferior in terms of fleet power and technology level. This guy's equivalent. Okay. Alright. Let's upgrade more stuff around this area. I'm gonna have to build something here, which will be, I think, power plant, and probably upgrade this building here. This is one of the new buildings you can get. It's like a heritage site. It essentially gives you this. I'm gonna call it Unity. Oh yeah, it's Unity. I keep forgetting the names, whether Unity or like collectivist stuff. Either way, we gather more of that, more resources to put into our traditions, which is something we want to get close to. We need 2,600 in order to get the first level of either of these. The first one is ship cost and building cost reduced by 15%. Very powerful upgrade. And the other one is Transstellar Corporations unlocks private colony ship. And I don't know what that is, but obviously it gives us a new thing. We've got a couple of options here for our society research. Core systems +1, capacity boosters. I think we'll go for core systems +1, because then once we've researched that, we'll go up to 4-5, and then we'll use our private colony ship, whatever that is, and send it over here. Sounds like a good plan. Well, I said it. I said a good plan. It's a plan. I don't know whether it's a good one or not, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, having the their food maxed out, so it will stock up. It will stockpile it, and then you can farm it everywhere else. Farm it out everywhere else? That works, but it's a bit complicated because you also farm food. Yeah, you send it to different planets. That is good. That's made it so you can now have worlds that are just based on food. They're an agri-world, or a world that's just there to produce food, and then you ship it out everywhere else. I like that. I really like that a lot. It really does help, because otherwise, those times before where you'd get it so that your empire would, let me just upgrade all of these ships here. Your empire would get a planet, and then everybody would flock to it, and then everybody would like be really unhappy, saying, "I don't like it here. It's horrible. It's got no food." Yeah, I know. I've literally settled it a second ago, and you turned up on a 747 going, "Right then, where's the sun lounger?" No, sorry, mate. Pick up the rake. We're gonna have to farm. What? I didn't sign up for this. Well, you sort of did. Anyway, they're unhappy. Upgrade that, upgrade that. Don't really put anything there. We can clear that tile. There we are. 400 resources. What else do we need to do? Well, not really too sure. Look at that. Factions is completely blanked out. Hive minds will never have factions. Never, never, never. I know a couple of people already that will immediately jump on hive minds because they really, really want to get, but they don't like factions. Apparently there's a toxic atmosphere, a very unique colour scheme, so we'll scan that, I guess. And scan that anomaly. What have we got? We've got building speed reduction here by 50%, so half the building speed. Pretty good. We have, have they made any changes to the ships? I don't think so, to the ship planner. I don't think they have. Look at that, looks like an orca of some kind. This looks like some sort of whale. Weird. Or a dolphin, maybe. Maybe some sort of sea creature, even though it's avian. That one is the same sort of thing, just longer. You can put your front and back end on. You can see I've got a picket ship stern, which gives us sentinel point defense, so cannons essentially. And then that's obviously very, very broadsidey. And we've got another thing popped up. Images capturing the Tyruses 3's mesmerizing purple coloured rain, taken by the ISS Brave hatchling surface exploration probes, somehow find their way into the hands of the cultural elite, apparently. Sparks a minor renaissance in the world, positive effects. So we get the Inspired Arts modifier for 60 months and happiness plus 10. Wow, that'd be really good if I cared about happiness. As I said, the advantages of a hive mind are numerous, but the disadvantage, it means if you've got nothing that affects happiness, you're at just a constant mid-level, so you're not going to get over production because the people are really, really happy. They're sort of like, yes, I have no strong feelings one way or the other. Good, good, I'm glad about that. Right, so do we want to go to war is the question. I don't really know. There's all my leaders. Look at that, age 104. Death chance 0.0 because they're immortal. I don't know how that works. I think it's just because I'm assuming it's just because it's a hive mind, so they all know what they know, and even though they've got different names, it's essentially that unit that has a different name, but they all know the same thing, which is interesting. It also means that when I made this, I made it completely wrong because I give them the traits of, I think my species, hang on, did I totally mess this up? I probably have. Species, that, pause a second. I got myself Venerable, which is leader lifespan plus 75 years, but then I picked, yes, but then I picked the, what you call it, the hive mind, which means they're invulnerable. Invulnerable? No, they can't die from old age. Oh well, that's a thing. Yes, that's one of the things that's a bit interesting with that. Anyway, research complete, so that is good. We're now half the cost of buildings. We want to go for nuclear missile defense, perhaps. Armor, extra armor would be good. Or planetary defense stations. I think we're going to up defense stations because eventually what you can do in this Utopia expansion is build habitable space stations. So that there, it might look big, but compared to the ones you can build, it's tiny. Like the whole point is you build massive stations where people can live on them, and sort of they act pretty much like a planet. So like this, like you get a surface tree and everything like that, which is cool. Also, some of the things that I've seen but haven't experienced is the ability to build ring worlds, so a ring that goes all the way around a planet or a celestial body, so a star, things like that. You can also build a Dyson sphere, which is a thing that totally encompasses the star and then halves all the energy off it. Don't know how you build that or whether you have to find it. It's something I've not experienced yet, but I've just seen it and went, ooh, that looks interesting. Anyway, let's go for this private colony ship and we'll research that and let's see what it is like. So we go over to Spaceport and we've got a private colony ship which is funded by unknown actors from the private sector. Result, colonists may have ethics differing from the majority. Ah, so it just allows you to get a cheaper colony ship. Look at that, it's only 150 for it, whereas the colony ship is 301. And that's only because I've got certain reductions. Okay, well I'm going to go with that one because, honestly, it says made have different ethics. I'm a hive mind. Again, it doesn't affect me. I think there's going to be some balance issues with hive mind and the rest of it because it's so different. Having to balance all of the different ethics and all of the other bonuses and things like that with it, I reckon there'll be a couple of subsequent patches that iron out a couple of the kinks because there'll probably be some. Anyway, what else do you want to do? Level 5 spaceport, not particularly. I do want to... Do I really want to sledge this guy here? Do I want to take his planet off him? Going to war against him might be a little bit dodgy, so... Perhaps not, although I do have some assault armies here. This has not been improved, I'm sorry to say. This is where you get your armies built, so your ground forces, whether it be offensive or defensive. It's still a nightmare to click on all of these and go around and put the attachments on. You know, I have to click on 3 different things. So if I need to upgrade this assault army, I click on it, I click on the upgrade, and we'll say army damage increase. So, oh. We can't. Already equipped with this attachment. Oh, there we go. And then close it down, and then click on that one, and go along to that one. Can't afford it, apparently. How can I not afford it? Because it's really, really expensive. Tick over to the next date then, so we can get it done. There we go. Click on that, close it down, then scroll down a bit more, and then click on that, and go along, click on that, and then you have to scroll down a bit more. Yeah, it's still annoying. It's still a little bit annoying. Anyway, research. What have we got? Ooh, a lot of research. We've got Physics Lab 2 Observatory, which is a purple technology, so it is rare. Self-aware colony ships, which is decreasing the speed at which it builds, as well as, increasing the speed at which it builds and decreasing its cost. We've got hyperlane mapping, a drone mining laser, which you can see is half research because I scanned some debris. I think on observatory is good because it gives you, I believe, some physics output. It gives science output in general. Planet sensor range is 50% increase, and then your other output is 10%, which is always good. Very, very good indeed. Right, so max speed out. We're finishing this colony ship. How is our research doing on the core systems? 12 months remaining. So what I'll do is I'll send this colony ship over to here, and then I will probably plonk it down on, hang on, where's the world? That one. Colonize planet, and we'll put it, I don't know, there perhaps? Yes, there. And colonize that. Now you can see I am not yet over, but I will get there as soon as this is colonized. But all that means is when I'm over, we get a big hit to some of our resources. But it'll be negated since we get the upgrade, the research. This guy here wants to swap star charts. He's a Federation builder. You can see he's a militarist as well as fanatic xenophile. We will agree to that. We'll swap some star charts with him. And I wonder what sort of empires we've got. Who's he? He's a peaceful traders robot, in fact. Oh, right, okay. That's something I've never seen before. AI, look. Traits AI. Yeah. Prime Minister 0101010111. I'm guessing if you put that into a binary translator on Google or whatever, then it will come up with something. By all means, put it in the comments and let me know what that is. It might just be called Bob or something. Although, to be fair, would you be able to do that? It would have to be in Hex. Might have to be in Hex. Anyway. So, colonizing that, sending stuff over there. God, I've just realised how long this video is already. This is the thing with Stellaris, that it's very difficult to do just a standalone thing with it because it's such a big game. It is such a big game. Like I said, I've done a series on it where I think it's 12 episodes long or something like that. An hour each episode. I think we're on about 15, an hour plus each episode for the most of them. And we got off 15, 16 hours in and we only just managed to take over a little bit. But the whole Unity thing is good, and the whole quality of life stuff with the update as well as the expansion has really increased it. I'm looking at some of these upgrades, and they really are very, very, very big upgrades. By the way, you can get all of these, I believe, just because of the way it works. Like you get a certain amount of unity, and then once you've maxed this out, you can then go to another one. So eventually you'll probably have them all, but it's just the way you're focusing it. Don't know whether I like that or not. I like the idea of being able to focus on one or two, maybe not just get every single one, but I guess it does the same thing as research in the end result, whereas this way it's more focused on certain things at different times. Yeah, that's okay. But yeah, that's a very small preview of Banks and Utopia. I understand that if you've never seen this game before, then this video will probably make no sense whatsoever, but I guess if you're listening to this point, then you have got most of what I said. Either way, is it a good addition to Stellaris? Hell yes. Just the 1.5 update is good enough. Utopia, is it a must-buy? If you're a fan of the game, you pretty much you're gonna want it, I'm guessing. Can you pick up the standard game and just play it without this? Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can. I have everything. I have all the expansions and all the other stuff because I really like the game, and I've put many, many, many hours into it. Probably over 200 now, I think. And either way, I like some of the. I like the harmony stuff, the ascension perks. That's the wrong thing. I like the ascension perks. The traditions, good. Ascension perks, yeah, really like that. The late stuff where you can get like massive bonuses, or you go down certain paths, technological, the technological, biological, and spiritual ones. They really interest me, but I haven't personally used them. Same as the Dyson spheres and stuff. Again, looking forward to seeing that. It's just more and more options, which is pretty much all you want. Links in the description so you can check it out yourself. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.